there, arty friends. Connie here from Blissfully Creative. I'm here today for Paper Art Wednesday, and today I am doing a scrapbooking layout. I'm just using this old, very old piece of Kaiser Craft scrapbooking paper, and today I am scrapbooking a layout on me. Back in 2008, the photo that was shown before was taken a week before I went in and had my mastectomy. It is a self-portrait that I taken of me in my studio at home. I wanted to record a image of myself before my surgery, so I had taken a couple of self-portraits, and then I also done a couple of nude, so I could remember what I used to look like before surgery. So now I'm just adding some Kaiser Craft paint in a candy colour and some heavy body acrylic white paint. I'm just using an old gift card, and I'm just using that to scrape that on there and mix up the two colours. Just adding on the more white paint because it was a little bit too pink for me, and just continue to scrape it away. So a lot of you probably don't know that I was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 31 in 2008, and I went on to have chemo and then a mastectomy in the December of 2008, and then the following year in July 2009 my cancer spread to my brain, and I had brain cancer, and I had to go on and have brain surgery. So it's taken a long time to get over that, and I'm happy to say that I am in remission now, so all good news. So it's been a long haul, but I've made it and proved it that you can fight and be strong. So now I'm just adding some more paint, using my finger this time to get a different effect to it, because I really wanted to build up that paint. I envisioned this layout with just using paint because I really wanted to have that painty look, painty feel to it. Here I am just drying it off by having a little pig out on my Chicos. For us Aussie girls, we all know what our Chicos are. They're my favourite lollies in the world, and whenever I buy them, no one in my family is allowed to eat them but me. So I'm just adding some more white paint on there with that credit card because it was still that little bit too pink. And now I've just watered down that paint that is left on my palette, and I'm just going to do some splatters in the pink and again in the white as well. It just adds that extra bit of texture to the background. There you go, there's the white splatters. Oops, and yeah, I always, whenever I do some kind of mixed media, I always manage to do something, get it all over my desk, and in that case, I splattered it on my photo, but it doesn't really bother me, so I just left it. I did try and wipe it off, but it didn't really happen. Now this is a lid from a Pringles container, and I saved them up and I used them in my mixed media. As you can see, I just paint around the edge of the lid and I can stamp a perfect circle. So, and I also collect lids from other household items like milk. I'm a big Pepsi Max drinker. I save the lids from that and I wash them first, of course, and I can use them in my mixed media because I can make all different size circles and don't need to buy a template because I have circles. So that's another thrifty way of doing a little bit of mixed media using some household items. Now this is just a stamp set that I don't know where I picked it up from, but I've had it a long time, and I just wanted to use that heart and put some hearts in those circles that I just put down. And I'm not really fussed about keeping the hearts all neat and clean. I just want it to look really, really messy. With the circles, they were really, really black. I didn't really want them to be too black. So I've gone back with my Dina Wakley brush. That's a hard brush, and I can dry paint around the circles just to mute them down that little bit more. And I then go in, I think I use my finger again to go around, because I'm trying to put the circles more into the background, but I still want them to show up. So I will go around with my finger and around the outline of the circles to try and emphasize them a little bit more. But when I finish that, I'm not really that happy with that result either. So I decided I needed to add a little bit more pink around those circles just to bring them out a little bit more. So I've turned this painterly background into more of a mixed media background now, and I've added some gelatos. That's a hot pink gelato, and I've just put some down around the circles and picked up a wet paintbrush and just painted over them to get that sort of watercolor look on the top, so I could get a bit of drips happening. But then I wasn't really happy with the color of the pink, because it wasn't bright enough. I really wanted a really bright pink. So here is my one of my Tombow markers. They actually don't have colors, they're just numbered, and the Tombow markers are water soluble, as you can see, and so I've just used that same paintbrush and wet it down and added a heap of water there and just blended out the color, and then I can use it as drips as well, and I've achieved the look that I was looking for. So I'm very, very happy with that. And now I just sort of dab it off a little bit. It helps with the drying process, and it takes that little bit of color off the page as well. So now we'll dry my background, and we will move on to my image, where I'm going to lay it up with some paper. So there's my image. That's my self-portrait of me. That was a week before I had my surgery, like I said before, and probably a month after I had finished chemo. I'd done 6 months of chemotherapy, and as you can see, I lost all my hair. I lost every hair on my body. It's quite funny, really. And so with these papers, that's just the papers from the Maggie Holmes. I think it was the open book paper pad, and I've just selected 3 pattern papers that I liked, and I'm just going to layer them up to create a layered background. So just cutting up my photo, because I printed it out on my PictureMate as a 4x6, but it's a little bit too big for me, so I've just used my giant gold scissors and cut that down. And now I'm just going to quickly layer up this photo, I should say, sorry, onto the Maggie Holmes paper. Now that is a baby wipe, and that is from a previous project where I've used to clean up a mess or something like that, and I dry them out and keep them, and I use them in other projects. So I'm just using this as a layering technique in the background, and because it's a baby wipe, it's easy to tear and pull apart. So now I'm just attaching all that together with my mini stapler. That's a close to my heart stapler, so you can pick them up from close to my heart, and they're a little bit cheaper than the Tim Holtz ones. So now I'm just adding that black polka dots, and now I'm just going to rough up the edges with my fingers and bend them and rough them up a little bit more, just to create that little bit more texture around my photo. And it also sort of ties in with the baby wipe that I have there. So, and that's that photo of me, and of course I have to add my tulle. I love my tulle. I can't do a layout or any real project without a piece of tulle or some cotton thread. I think it's my signature, I could say. And there's my background, which I just love. It came out so much better than what I thought it would have. So now I'm just going to mount my photo on some foam. I've picked that up from a few YouTube videos I've watched recently, and I thought it was a really great idea and thought I'd give it a go this time. So I'll just attach that down, and then we'll move on to using some embellishments. I've decided to use some open book embellishments. That's that big 12 by 12 chipboard pack. I've had it hanging around for ages and I just could never work out how to use it. And so today I was just determined to use that and get some of it used up. So I'm just going to pick out what I'm going to use and use my close to my heart liquid glue to stick down my photo. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about my cancer journey. I was diagnosed in 2008 at 31. The following year I was diagnosed with a brain cancer after I had a seizure and they found a tumour in my brain. So my cancer had spread to my brain, and that was probably my biggest fight, was fighting the brain cancer. I suffered from a lot of seizures and that for a lot of years, and it was a huge recovery. But I made it to the end. A lot of my doctors and nurses and that said that I probably wouldn't live for 6 months, but I was determined to fight it and win. My children, at the time when I was first diagnosed, my son was only 7 and my daughter was only 2. So I was determined to be around here for a long time for my kids. I was determined to see them get married and have children, graduate school, and start their lives. That was my big ambition, was to see all of that. And I'm in remission. I've been in remission for nearly 18 months now. So now I'm just going to go through my embellishment pack there and just pick out a couple of embellishments. I also, to this layout, you'll notice in the photos I added a piece of paper behind my image, and that is a printout from my blog post when I originally posted about this photo in 2008. So I printed that out from my blog post and just had slipped that behind the photo. You'll see that at the end in the finished photos at the end of this video. So that's pretty much it for me today. Thank you for watching. Please like my video down below, and I'd love to hear from you. If you have any suggestions or would you like to see me do something, that would be great. Thanks again for watching. Bye.